open, my friends. Battles have yet to begin. Laughter we had in gales and floods, but if not, at least there will be blood. The sorrow and loss may abound. We'll do our best to hold this hallowed ground.
Last time we left off on this wonderful adventure to the Knowing's Notch, this splendid little group, being led by Teffie but guided by William Fluvio, has stopped inside a cave after experiencing and witnessing a very large army heading south towards the northern Balashtar walls. That's an interesting sentence that does make geographical sense. They can calculate quite easily that this is probably the largest force that has ever assaulted the walls of Cubis, and that they have very limited time in whatever they're doing, if should they desire to stop it. Their main mission here being to go to the Knowing's Notch and acquire the Book of Knowing, or something that they've heard of, so that they can answer some of these primordial questions. This is a little outside of it, but we'll see what they do. Where we're coming in is inside another vision of Draken's. A being from another plane who finds himself without any of his divine graces, and in the struggle of communicating with the ones in this realm so that they can get returned. He's just come up to a hut, very peaceful and modest in all ways of describing and seeing it. When you walk in, there is a familiar lion-esque form, turns around and says, "It's been a while." He further on goes into saying, "Now let me be a little specific with you, Draken. I am not the Lathos you knew. I am a little something different."
Go on.
Well, I've been created through the reports of what I am by the Knowing God, and given a little existence by each of them. A little word from the most recent deities showed that their way of communicating is frustrating. It helped when the voice even said that. And he has to talk to them regularly. So I'm here, made more to talk directly.
Okay. Well then, what comes next?
I have no idea. He puts a mug of what looks to be ale, there is a potato, making a self-presentation. What looks to be a mug of ale on the table in front of you, and takes a seat on one end.
I sit down. I still have my pipe out from last time, so I'm just gonna keep smoking and enjoy the ale. Oh, yes. Let's talk. I'm gonna ask. So when you say created, do you mean like literally just now?
Yes, within the last 24 of your hours.
So you know what hours are, because the knowing God does.
I'm conscious of the concept, yes.
Somewhat sane. So if this knowing God has information about my realm? Is it through me? Because I'm here?
No. It's actually through the voice.
You've said that twice. I'm gonna need clarification.
The voice is a being. He is the divine conduit inside this realm that speaks for the deities. They are, ever since recent events, trapped on the other side, unable to directly influence part of the vaguity that comes inside the communications. He can hear them in a more direct fashion because of his nature. He was made in a previous rendition, but in the last one, he was killed outside of the plane. On your plane.
Okay.
Which, in turn, I suppose I could continue with that thought. Because of what he was born as something else again, and then raised a normal life in your world. To be brought here to fulfill his ultimate purpose of killing a god and blah blah blah. I'll spare you those details. It is through him we know a good history of what your plane is and actually know your name.
Then you know about at least the, not exactly clone of Marcus, but the offspring, I guess, in some way.
Yes, we do. They're dead here. Killed 36 odd years ago.
The original, or?
The original was... Well, technically speaking, the original was his own death. He pulled himself apart. From my records, what I say my records, and the knowledge that we have, what's given to us so far. The one you fought was known as Lucian or Lucius or something like that over here. He traveled over there to finish his purpose. But the core one passed on. He didn't. The fake one passed on. He was handled by the voice. The core disappeared.
Any trace left behind? Anyone to talk to?
Unfortunately for that, you would have to speak to someone who's not been on this plane for a while. We don't have sight outside of this world, Draken. This is our domain.
That makes sense.
Now, unless you have any other further questions, which I'm sure you do, and just probably not coming just right now.
Well, what exactly does Yalder mean? Keep saying, find my balance.
Well, he leans forward a bit, starts tipping and rotating his own mug. This plane has a cycle to it. I'm sure you're aware of that now. He's shown you. You are currently traveling with some people who would like it to continue. There are some effects that they won't consider. Not because it's something they refuse to, it's because they're not religious types, so they don't think of the matters of the soul.
Explain.
Nathriel does not have a heaven or hell. When a person here passes, they are moved to a loop, a state of limbo, for the next cycle to come around and their next rebirth to happen. Should the plane continue, what will happen to those souls? The other point of contention. Should the cycle continue, what are you doing to the souls? What are you doing to the beings who will live and last for all eternity through them? And the final fourth point. If all of them could be freed at the sacrifice of a greater longevity, would that be something you do?
Freed how? How would I accomplish this?
It's the final possibility, Dragon. If this plane didn't exist, then the souls would be freed from their limbo. Simply put, destroy the world, and you will free them. Now, the gods of this plane find themselves at a bit of an impasse. They all are forced to represent their own means, which means several of them support each moral ambiguity. Your presence here gives us an outside perspective to possibly try to find a balance.
Well, I can think of two immediate options, depending on the powers the gods of this realm have. And that is just to create a plane. Not one, then two. They wish for the dead to go. The other option is something I saw in another realm. Talk about a cycle. Here it means total obliteration and then rebirth, but in another, there was a rebirth, but it was just eventually you would be born into something else. If it was an animal, it was an animal. If it was a being, it was a being. It was a continuous cycle. Everything was one whole. As for whether or not I destroy this place in order to free trapped souls, no. My oath is for the living. I cannot control the dead.
Well, I think you have found what your balance will be here, even if you don't quite know it yet.
One last thing.
Oh, good, I have one too. You first.
The Oath of Redemption can be read many ways, but I always read it as a choice. Choice to do the right thing in small ways whenever you can. That also applies to the gods, and they need to be reminded that.
Okay, right. Give me a persuasion
Oh,
check.
no. Oh, no.
Sorry, yeah, that pause there was my calculation of
Gears
how
were
are they
turning, I
responding.
saw
Gears
it
were
behind
turning.
you.
Gears were turning. Yeah.
Persuasion. This is going to be pretty much a raw persuasion. Not great. 14. 10 on the die.
14.
Not bad, but not great.
The image of Lathos in front of you smiles, and Alia liked that. Very well. And I see no reason to not let you continue as you were. You, much like the voice, will be trusted to act with a mind of redemption and your oath in hand. When dealing with some of the things you will be facing, keep it in mind. Some of the
Always.
things have other factors influencing their actions, and you'll need to keep that in sight.
Tell the gods I said thank you.
You can tell them yourself when you find the book. Everything.
Knowing how this works, I'm going to chug the last of that beer in my final seconds.
The building starts whisking away along with the image of Lathos. The last thing to whisk is the tankard of ale inside your hand that then just shifts and vanishes. We're gonna shift to BT. Where are you in the cabin right now? You're keeping
Usually
watch.
standing by the door at keeping watch, yeah.
Perfect. 60 feet. Something pings.
Ping. Which
Little-
kind of ping?
The
The
kind
good
of ping
ping
of
or the bad ping?
the bad ping.
I have-
Something's
I have. Okay.
something's starting to come. There are a few things that ping at you these days, so when you hear
Yeah.
that little ding, there's immediate attention to it. But one pops up, and very quickly 5 other pings come behind it, and you're very quick to be able to discern that they are heading directly towards you.
What time is it?
It's morning. The mouth of the cave is going to be facing eastwards, so the sun is starting to rise up.
Are other people up yet?
No one else is awake yet.
Well, depending on what time of Boreas went to bed, he might be awake.
I would say you're in a meditative state right now, so awake, quote unquote.
We're on the side of a mountain.
You're on the side of a mountain, yeah?
Did I get a halfway decent look at the mountain face as we entered the cave? Can I recall that?
It's kind of like an incline. There's just a carved out portion of the mountain, and there's a cliff face into it. So you don't have any sheer drop offs looking outside of the mouth of the cave or anything, but you would have had a decent
Is
idea
there a lot of
it?
snow?
There's a moderate amount, maybe half
Is
a
there
foot.
enough to avalanche?
You can certainly try.
Nature check.
I mean, that is my response. You can certainly try. I mean,
I'm just
it
trying
really
to
depends
think.
on what you're trying to do. And you've got about maybe a minute before they get to your cave mouth.
Oh, let's no. Let's wake everybody up. We got incoming.
Great. So I'm gonna put
Everybody
you all
get back to the back of the cave, but we got incoming. I
into
think they're coming straight for us.
here.
I think they know we're here. I think they know we are here. Yes.
All right,
How many?
Draken.
6.
There's a problem with that. You don't wake up, Draken.
Uh-oh.
Everyone else is waking up, but Draken is not waking up.
Somebody get Draken out of the way.
How much do I weigh again?
I will drag him
270
towards the
pounds.
back of the cave.
So I've put you all inside the map, inside roll 20. Go ahead and take your figures and drag them to where you want them to be.
Okay.
Digging these 3D maps.
Yeah, really fun, right? Thank you, Dungeon Alchemist. Sponsor us.
What do we know about the height of this here cave?
Height of it, 15, 20 feet. 20 feet towards the center, 15 feet towards the sides. It domes.
Okay.
I am going to check. Okay, cool. I am going to levitate Draken just to get him up out of the potential battlefield. Actually, I'm not going to drag him anywhere. He is up.
Draken's a side sleeper, like I am.
So
And he's got
so-
like arms like
right. So when you cast the levitate on him, he pops up, but it's not your conscious will that makes him raise. It's his conscious will that makes him raise, because you've cast the spell on him. It's his choice. At
Oh,
that
what?
point. Yeah, when you
One creature or loose object of my choice.
can then have the levitate spell cast on them, but you're not choosing to make him raise.
Oh.
It's just picking him up. It's the same thing that happens with BT when they're unconscious and you make him levitate.
Oh,
You just
then
kind
I
of-
will kind of spike him like a volleyball.
Spike him like give me a strength check.
Okie doke.
See how much you can get him raised into the air.
Okay, and then plus the number 22.
22?
I spike him with enough that he is out of the way, but not so much that he bangs into the ceiling and dies.
Great. With a
Could you
22,
imagine if she somehow threw me into the wall hard enough
straight
to
into
deal
a stalactite
112 points of damage?
Just a
I
very
just need to
pointed
specify.
stalactite coming from the ceiling, and you chuck him right
Mhm.
into it. No, you take and you hit, you lift it, you heave and push him upwards, and you do hear a soft as he brushes up against the stalactite. Draken, you are at that point on the map, and 20 feet in the air,
Nice.
and you have the
They put a
spell.
little. Oh yeah, you put the wing on.
Yeah, put the wing
me.
on you. And you have the spell Levitate cast on you for right now. So we all
Going
I
to
don't know how
camouflage and
useful
hide.
it will be to me,
camouflage.
but
And
William
hide.
will
hide.
be not flying. He won't be flying. He also will be hiding where he is.
Not flying, hiding where you are.
Boreas will also take cover and hide.
And hide. Perfect. Okay. Everyone give me stealth checks. Big tin with advantage, because you're camouflaged.
I forgot about that.
Do I have to roll? I doubt I have to roll.
You do
Am I
not
just
have
in
to
the air?
roll.
Oh,
You're just in
God.
the air.
Meanwhile, there's just a drop of acidic
Acidic
saliva
saliva.
dropping from the top of the cave.
At 25 on that stealth check.
25 on stealth check from William Drake and didn't roll. BT, what'd you get? Ooh.
27.
Laborious?
5.
Oops.
And you're the one who casts Pass Without Trace. You are the sneaky one.
Well, I didn't cast it this time, but yeah.
Teffie, what'd you get?
18.
18. Great. Okay. What you see now, William, they're familiar to you, so I'm going to describe them and tell you what they're called afterwards. Coming in first, 3 of them looking very deliberate, as though they are here with purpose, are these 4-legged creatures with a semi-large abdominal, kind of like a centaur, but not large in size, but small in size. A normal abdomen with 2 very long arms that they'll jab into the ground every now and then as they're walking, so it's almost like they're using 6 limbs, but these 2 long ones have very long and sharpened points on either side. You know these are Nworq hunters. Once they get a scent, they don't lose it. Behind them, as they start fanning out, sniffing around, passing by BT because they don't even notice you. 2 more figures come in. And these ones you've all seen before. They have these jagged protrusions on their limbs at the top portion. Draken, if he was awake, he would know they shoot out and pierce into people. Those things, William, you would know you don't want to be hit by. If you get hit by them, they have these little fine hairs that get barbed into your flesh. Pulling them out hurts more than them getting in. Oop, I'm in the wrong layer again. I continue spreading out, looking in every corner. Passing just under Draken as a piece of spittle drops just behind the Nworq.
By this time, there's this nice hanging globule just like swaying in the breeze.
Swaying in the breeze.
You're muted, Teffie. I can hear you. I know. She's like, I know.
William will look over to Teffie at this time, looking for a signal of some kind.
A little rumble starts coming to the ground as well as this is happening. As another figure creeps into the entrance of the hall, blocking out any light that's coming through. A very large form starts making its way through the entrance. You would know
This,
this,
folks, is what we call a total party wipe.
William, you would know this to be a bull. They're big, they're tough, and they hurt when they hit. They are continuing to spread out and look through. This is good.
I'm going to continue to look at Teffie.
All right. As they're moving to these spots, BT, you know you're completely out of their sight. They haven't noticed you. They've looked in that area several times now. William, you know you're still out of their sight. One's approaching you quickly, though. Teffie, you can see this as well. You can also see that Aborius is really obvious in his spot, and one's rounding the corner to him in just a couple of seconds. If you want to do any actions and kick this off yourself, this is your chance. Aborius,
Okay.
you don't get any chance. You rolled way too low. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at William. and I'm not sure what signal he's looking for. But I will nod and then do like a 3, 2, 1 countdown. And then I'll
Double
step
shot to
behind him.
face.
Okay. Great. All right. BT, you're at a spot you can probably observe this, so it's reasonable that after we roll initiative here, we'll get a surprise round from the 3 people who were hidden well enough. So,
And I'll be
That's all.
honk shooing away.
let's all roll initiative.
I just wake up in the morning, you're all dead.
Yeah, probably.
You would probably fall down if I died.
That's-
Let's all roll. Drake, and you're rolling as well.
Oh, cool.
Let me get the right. Here we go. Teffie, BT, Arboreus, Hunters.
Did you say
Fingers?
Jartus?
No,
Okay.
that's
I
a
was going to be
Hunters.
very surprised.
Yeah,
Jartus
Jartus is
shows
gonna
up.
show up out of nowhere. All right, Drake, and what'd you get?
15.
15. William.
28.
Ooh, wow.
Wow.
28. Teffie.
Also got a 15.
Nice. Who's got the higher dex? I'll let you fight it out when it's your turn.
It's not me.
Well, let's see, because I've got a -1. So I think our dex is exactly the same. I think we
Yeah.
have to re-roll real quick.
Oh, rollies! Whatever you get on the dice, whoever rolls higher is going first.
I got an 8. Oh, on the die, I got
Guys.
a 9.
Guys.
What did you get?
Oh, you have a plus. I rolled on the die.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I also rolled an 8 because I have a -1 on my initiative.
Yeah. So there's
Yeah,
a
so
die, so I got an 8.
Double rollies.
yes, that's hilarious. I need everyone to understand.
Absolute twins.
Oh, there's no way. There's no way. You better not roll a 2, or this is gonna be ridiculous.
I got a 1, but then my modifier is a -1, so I got
got
0.
a 2, and my modifier is -1. So
Okay.
I was like, I swear to God, if you roll a 2.
Drake, it will be going first on that. BT, what'd you get?
19.
19. Arboreus?
13.
13. Excellent, okay. Ooh. Oh. And Hercules Dokley, first up, we've got a surprise round from William, Teffie, and BT. So, who would like to take their action first?
I can go first.
Do it, do it.
So I will shoot this fella in front of me with my hand crossbow.
Excellent, give me an attack roll.
Is it with advantage with surprise? I've never been a part of a surprise round, I don't think.
So there technically are no surprise round rules inside 5e. The way I do it is a little bit of judging of the scenario and the situation.
Okay.
In this scenario, they were looking for you, so it's not full surprise. The fact you're getting a surprise is that you are acting first and were prepared for them to be coming in first. So no advantage on it, but we are getting a round of 3 people doing actions before we even start true initiative.
That is a 25.
Oh, 25 hits.
And so I believe I get a sneak attack damage.
You sure do. So you're gonna add your sneak attack damage dice to this damage roll.
All right, never done that before. It's a 3d6. Okay, so I'll just roll that fella. All right, so it's I don't know if it matters, but 8. What is that? Piercing on the crossbow, and then 8 additional for the sneak damage. So it's
The
16.
sneak damage. So sneak damage assumes the property of whatever you're using for the
Okay.
attack. So that would also
Very
be piercing damage. So
Okay.
16 piercing altogether.
Yes.
Very good. Let me just
And
finish
then
writing this down.
we use the bonus action to use the other crossbow. And that's 22.
22 hits as well.
No sneak attack on that one. 10 piercing damage.
10 piercing damage, total of 26 piercing damage. Very good.
And
Oh,
then
that's the wrong computer. Where did I just put that? Never mind.
go ahead and take flight. 10, go 10 feet in the air. I think I can do that where I am.
10 feet in the air? Absolutely.
And then fly over there.
So 10 feet up, you got 20 feet of movement left, I think.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
fly over here. And that's
Excellent.
the turn.
That's your turn. Wonderful.
And it was this guy I was shooting in case that wasn't clear.
Yep, that's the one I got. Perfect. BT and Teffie, the two of you have a surprise still? Or initial combat round actions? Sort of. You're muted, Teffie.
6 in one hand, half dozen in the other.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. Why am I not moving? Oh. There we go.
Got the ruler. There you go.
There we go. Okay, so I'm coming over here, and I am going to attack this man with my flaming greatsword.
Are you using a bonus action first to turn the flames on?
I did that as my signal,
Oh.
right? Like I nodded, I did my 3, 2, 1, and then I turned my sword on.
Oh, 3, 2, 1, turning sword on.
Yeah.
So for this surprise, it would still be considered inside within those actions. I'm not allowing any
Okay.
actual action things. So then, yes, your bonus action's already been used to turn on the flames. Yeah.
Okay, but I can
Nice.
still proper attack now, yeah?
Yeah. Bonus action's not an action. It's a
So then
bonus
I
action.
come over here, and I attack this man with my flaming sword.
Perfect.
Okay, and that does a 20 hit.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so first I will roll, I guess, the slashing damage, which is 6. And then I roll my flaming damage.
Flaming damage.
Okay, and that is 7. And then I do it again, because I can,
Do it again.
and that's a 20 on the die.
Oh, that's a
So
natural
does it-
20 then.
Does a 28 hit?
A natural 20's always hit.
Does a perfection hit? Wonderful, flawless. And again, I don't remember how this works. So I do the maximum damage and then I roll
No.
dice and add that on top.
No. So what you do is you double your dice damage. So you're now rolling 4d6 for the slashing damage of the blade and 4d6 for the fire damage.
Okay.
So roll those.
Okay. So that's 11 plus my modifier, which is 4.
Yes.
So plus 4 to that. So that's going to be 15
15.
slashing damage.
Perfect. So you just dealt 30 slashing damage.
Nice.
Now for the fire.
Okay. And then, okay. 18 fire damage, please.
18,
or 18
30s.
on the dice.
18 on the dice, so 36. So
Yes.
criticals, you double the dice, add everything together, and then double the number. It's
Okay, I'm
still
gonna write that
brutal
down.
and does a lot more damage, but it's not quite as high as maximizing dice, rolling a set, then doubling. Or actually maximizing in general, because usually it's still lower. That didn't make any sense. Mathematically, it goes out compared to the way we previously did it. Regardless, though, you just butchered this poor being, so how are you butchering him?
in agonizing pain because I'm cauterizing the wounds as they're created, so he doesn't even get the luxury of bleeding out.
That's awful. You take the blade first off and bring it up, slicing off one of those long arms, and then bring it down again, but through the torso at a bit of an angle. But the flames are having a weird searing effect on the aftermath. So instead of severing this creature and splitting him in two, you're severing the insides and then cauterizing it fused together again as it's leaving it. So no blood, but everything inside is demolished. So this creature falls to the ground dead.
Flesh welding.
Flesh
And
welding.
then I'm going
Congrats.
to use the remaining half of my movement to go back to where I was.
Running back into a corner. That's your surprisey prizey. Big Tin, it is you.
Question.
Answer.
We've fought these things a few times now.
A couple of them.
Are they charmable?
You have no idea.
Okay then, well, 30-foot cube centered off of this square here.
Spot here. Okay.
Yep.
What's this cube doing?
Hypnotic pattern.
Is it the square?
It is 30-foot cube.
30-foot cube hypnotic pattern. 30. Make it yellow. Boop.
That's 60.
Oh, right, yes, I have to half it.
Not yeah. Would be interesting, but no. That's
Not that big. Not that big.
not that big.
I was just, ooh, that felt so wrong.
That's why I didn't do a fireball in here. We'd
So
be
that
cooked.
needs to be 15. There we go.
That's more like it. Shaken's out anyhow, so it doesn't really matter. Pattern appears. Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw, and this is a charm effect.
This is a charm effect. If they fail, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. While charms, creature is incapacitated and has a speed of 0.
Ooh. Incapacitated as well. I think that means they have no actions either. There it is. It's unconscious. Blinded, charmed. Cannot take actions or reactions. Very good. Alright. So, they are not immune, but they have advantage.
Oh, that's great.
So, starting off with this guy here, that is a 17 on his.
Meat speeds.
Need speeds, okay. And go into this guy. Whoop. Ooh, that's only a 15.
Charmed.
So they are charmed and incapacitated. And starting off with this guy. That's only an 8.
Charmed.
Also charmed.
I'm really hoping for the big guy. That's what I'm hoping for, but
The big
the little
guy.
guys were bonus.
2 out of 4 so far. Let's see.
Big guy, here we go. No, that's a natural 19 on the die for a total of 26. He is fine.
Damn. Okay.
That and 500.
That's not bad. It's at least 2 out. So we've taken 3 out of the equation now.
That being your action, taking any movement?
Nope.
Nope, staying right there. Doop. Then we are into true initiative with William. You are at the William's away.
What?
we can just
He's just
put-
invisible.
Yeah, no.
He's just invisible. We can circle around again because right after William is BT. So let's do a little flopsy, but we'll remember William's at the top of the initiative. Oh no, he's back. There we go. We delayed
back
long
now.
enough. William, it is your turn. We are into true initiative and true combat. While you
And
were
you were
away,
muted.
you are muted. These two here are under a hypnotic pattern charm effect. Ooh, actually, my memory has remembered. I need a percentile dice for the spell to potentially have actually failed.
I was wondering about that.
No.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know if I want
30%
to
or
bring it
lower.
up, but does the levitate thing do that?
That is a natural ability. So natural abilities are separate from that.
Right.
It's from my race, not my class.
Love it.
We're good.
73.
73%. It passes. It goes. Hypnotic pattern's there. So these two beings right here, Schnauzboop, or not Schnauzboop, oh, I did it. William, are their eyes are glazed over, and there's kind of this weird aurora borealis effect going off over them as this pattern is radiating around from a centered area. I don't think it's a good idea to go into that area. I think if you move into it, is that accurate? Or is it gone now? Is this a
No, it's-
concentration?
It is I remember it is just like a flash, and then the flash is gone. It might be concentration though, still.
I don't see anything that says it's. Oh yes, it is
It's usually at the top.
concentration.
Okay.
Yep, it is concentration.
So we can mark you in the concentration, and I think you're right, it is a flash and then gone. So we can take that and make it go bye-bye. But those two are hypnotic patternized.
I'm gonna double shoot this guy in the face.
Double shoot away.
We got a 21.
21 hits.
That is 7 piercing damage.
7 piercing damage.
And the other one is a natty 20.
Oh boy.
On the uwu.
On the ooh-woo. Oh boy. So double your
Okay.
dice.
Double the dice.
Best $15 I ever spent.
Ooh, that's a good roll. So we're doubling the dice, and we're adding the modifier one time.
Yep.
So that is 14.
14 and then double the number, 28.
28 piercing damage on that second one.
The second one. First bolt comes in, jabs right into one of the joint areas, and the second bolt hits right in that neck area. Creature is still up, but you can see lots of oozing blood coming out of where that wound is, and the carapace looks shattered in that spot.
Excellent. We're going to move over here.
Line on over.
And that's the turn.
That's the turn. BT, you're up. The hypnotized flingers are after you.
The non-hypnotized swingers.
No, the hypnotized flingers are
Oh,
after
well,
you.
they can't do anything. 30 foot. Well, this is gonna be bad anyhow, but gonna move there.
Okay.
Can't see. But anyway, and then I'm gonna cast Fireball behind the guy.
behind
20
the guy.
It's a 20-foot radius, so just what I'm looking for is enough so that it doesn't come, up to me. I don't care how far into the cave it comes, as long as it doesn't hit me. So that should keep
Right.
everybody safe.
Okay.
So I
Perfect.
can't cast it on him because that would include me, so just right behind him.
Right behind, so behind you wouldn't be able to see because of his torso. However, you would be able to see the underside of his torso. So you would be able to cast it without hitting yourself. Still, easily enough. It is gonna be... no, you know what? Roll percentile to see if the spell works.
Huh?
That's
97.
97, yeah, goes off perfectly fine. Pops off.
3 more points down. And that's
Oh,
that is a dex save, yeah.
Okay. Dex save. Let's see. No, that's a 7. He failed. Failed the
wow.
dex save. Roll the damage.
I know these guys can be immune to fire, but oh, hold on a second. Okay, I already have this set up for a fireball. Hey, what do you know?
I love fireballs. So,
10,
2
15, 21, 22, 26, 27, 28.
28 points of fire damage as you shoot down at this spot, engulfing around the entirety of this being who is standing directly in the mouth of the entrance of this cave. It takes the 28 damage, and as soon as it does, you start to feel a little bit of a rumble, and rocks start to fall around the entrance of the cave. That's that for now.
This lair has its own actions, guys. Not even
Probably.
the boss that has them.
Awesome. We're in a worm.
Oh, that would be fun. Let me do math. Hang on.
I think you just closed the cave, is what he was trying to say.
I don't care about closing the cave. We can get out of that, and that means no more will come, but...
All right. That happens. The flingers turns. They are incapacitated. Speed of 0. No saving throw. 1 turn down. After them, it is Draken. At the end of your turn, you wake up. 20 feet floating in the air, drool coming out, and chaos happening below you.
Terrified of heights. So being suddenly 20 feet up in the air after waking up, thank goodness I'm immune to being frightened technically, but this is still, this is like the one thing.
The heart.
So I just go
Single
like,
beat.
Is he immune to being frightened from things that I do due
It's
to my relationship with fear?
so I always looked at the frightened immunity as being if a spell or an action that somebody is taking is trying to frighten you, it just doesn't work.
this is true.
There's nothing anyone can do that can, because I am fully confident in my abilities.
As far as what Teffie brought up, though, not in this scenario because you're not consciously trying to do that to him right now.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah. So
Mechanically.
But I could
mechanically,
if I wanted to.
yes.
Excellent.
You put him 20 feet in the air while he was asleep.
Well, he was asleep. So you are now conscious. You now have control over your own levitation. You know what you can do
No.
with that. No, he
But
still.
it's the end of my turn.
It's the end of his
So-
turn. He has it, not you. He has the control. When
Remember?
you're casting on someone else,
No.
else,
I don't have control either.
No.
Once you're up, it's just you have to move yourself around by holding
No.
things.
not as in moving around horizontally, moving around vertically. When you go up, you can command yourself to go down. He does have control of making
Oh, yeah.
himself come down. That is what I mean by he has control.
Okay.
So, Draken, you have control to be able to lower yourself to the ground at your next turn. So, this time around, unfortunately, you're just
Nice.
waking up.
Anyway,
Teffie, it's you.
Hey, it's me. So this man is deceased.
Oh yeah, he's gone.
Then I shall. Yes. I shall go after this man.
You'll have to move around that one. It's too tall.
This man?
Not that. No. Sorry. Yeah, I'm going to move you back there. This
Oh.
is too tall.
And I. Oh, okay. That's a bummer. Okay, so that's 10. And then that's 20, and then does that count as me reaching him? If I'm diagonal to him?
Am I in the right layer? You should be able to see what I'm doing here.
Yes.
So, see? Yeah, you can do that, yeah. Yeah, you can still
Okay.
make it. You can still make it.
Cool.
That was just a
So-
precarious one where I had to be a little finicky on that one.
So I go to there, and I attack that man. With my
Great.
beautiful fiery sword.
Give me an attack roll.
And then 27 to hit, please.
Jeez Louise, did you roll a 19?
I did.
You all are rolling so well today. That hits.
Okay. So that is going to be 10 slashing damage, please. And then also, separately, 5 fire damage.
5 fire damage.
And
With
then I...
that, you charge forward and bring the blade up, slashing across, and tear pieces of this carapace away, exposing the gooey innards of it as he is disposed of.
Oh, man.
He dead.
I can't move anymore, and there's no more people within arm's reach that I can kill, and I have another attack.
Blame
I guess
William.
that's it.
You
Toss
injured him. Toss him. Yeah, take your blade and toss it instead. That's a great idea.
Can I?
You'll be
What would be the
bladeless, and
throwing
you'd have to
distance on
recover
that?
it, and I'm not going to make that easy.
Oh, yeah, no.
What's the
okay.
throwing distance on a greatsword, do you think?
10 feet then,
technically-
based off of your strength.
Alright, so if she went to the spot where this guy was,
Steps onto his corpse.
oh, you only have 5 feet of movement left, don't you? No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah,
No.
that one might be a little bit risky, but you know, fun thought for
Tucking
maybe
your
the
long
future.
sword over your head.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Boreas, you're on deck, by the way.
Yeah, Teffie's disappointed, and that shows on her face.
It's just a little sadness that it's dead already. Boreas, you're up. The hunters and the bull are on deck. I rolled a 2 and a 3 on their initiatives. Very poor.
Fine. My plans change ever so slightly because one of them just got disposed of. Let's go. I have to decide what to do. Well, I guess we'll be casting. I'm going to go. Oh, perfect. I am going to move right here as my movement,
Nice.
and then I'm going to cast Blight on this guy.
Wonderful.
So I gotta roll.
I think he has to
Percentile?
roll. Oh yeah, you have to roll percentile to see if it happens.
Does a 35 succeed?
Barely, yes. It flickers in your grasp, but we manage to hold it and it goes off.
Awesome. So a ball of spores appear in my hand. They seem to try and fade away at first, but they solidify, and then I fling it at him, and he needs to do a Constitution saving throw for 17.
He rolled a 17. As in, he got
And I-
13, but...
So he only
Can
has
I eye him untrustingly? Distrustingly?
You sure can.
because he's right next to me, casting that same spell where he tried to kill me like a couple days ago.
A little bit of a
This is
like a
true.
flinch away as you see the spell going off again, but then notice that the hand is very clearly directed away from you. He's probably just using you as cover. Still
Okay.
worthy of a glare, though. All right, 17.
Um,
So he meets. You still roll damage, and he takes half.
Yeah, I actually rolled pretty well. Half of 30 is 15, half of 6 is 3, so 18 points of damage.
18 points of damage. Excellent. As pieces of the carapace start to mold over almost and degrade, spots of him you can see are starting to be quite nearly transparent and clear.
And then for bonus action, no, I will forego my bonus action.
We're going bonus action? All right.
The year may have closed for now. We hope you met a friend this go around. Tired and blurry you may be. We hope your minds are full from this revelry. May peace follow you out. May you return for more giggles and shouts.